Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing well. I'm back with another haul video. This is on Memorial Day weekend. I bought this stuff, but today is Memorial Day, so first off, thank you to everyone who um, served and has lost their life, the loved ones who have been dealing with the loss of life, and all those who are still serving or have served. We do appreciate everything you've done for us. A lot of you have made the ultimate sacrifice for the safety and freedom of those in our country, and we definitely appreciate that. I hope everyone else takes some time today to kind of thank everyone that has given their life, served the family and everyone, because it is something a lot of us wouldn't really want to do. And we're thankful and grateful for people who have allowed us the freedoms that we have by willing to protect us. So thank you again. With that said, Saturday was my birthday actually, turned 30. And of course, I wanted to go garage sailing. It was a Saturday, so I had to go, and I ended up going out to quite a few sales. But one in particular, I spent a bunch of money on, 500 bucks. It's at a storage unit guy. I bought from him before. You guys have seen the videos probably in the past. I usually call him storage unit guy, and ended up doing pretty well. We'll take a look. I think I did well. You guys let me know what you think. If you think I'm crazy, feel free to let me know, but I think we'll make some good money. It's long tail. You'll see it's not something I've ever bought this bulk of before. It's a lot of stuff, but I think we'll do well. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Take care. Okay guys, so we're out in the garage. Hopefully you saw the intro there. Again, this is what I bought. Spent $500. This is from one seller, a vendor. He does storage units. I've mentioned him before. I usually buy a bunch of video games from him and just odds and ends. So went to his garage sale. It's just chaos there. Nothing's really organized. Just a bunch of, basically a bunch of those black bins and different boxes with different stuff in them. So I had basically found all the video games. I put them all in one box, and him and I usually make a deal, so I did that. And then I found this little box right here. There's a Cuisinart and some other stuff. We'll look at that in a second. And then I found a couple of these boxes scattered around, and I picked them up and brought them over to my pile. And I said, "Oh, I'll take these too." And he goes, "Oh, I have about 20 boxes of these. Are all shop manuals for the most part. Most of them are OEM, meaning they're from the manufacturer shop manuals. So there's Lexus, Kia, Hyundai, there's Cadillac, Acura, Honda, Ford, Chevy, just all kinds of different manuals. You can kind of see here all these boxes. I think it's 21 boxes in total. So I went out to his back shed to look at them on the property because he had most of them back there. He does swap meets too, so he was going to bring them there. So he says he can usually sell them for about $5 a piece. So I looked at him. I was amazed at what was in there, and I asked him what he wanted, and he said, including all the video games, which again we'll look at, there's some good stuff in there, and the other box I had, he said 600 for everything. In my mind, I was already willing to spend probably closer to that number, maybe 700 even, if I really looked at every manual, because I've sold these before and you can do really well. There are a lot of ones that are going to be duds or really slow sellers. There's a couple boxes in here that are going to be worth, almost 500 just in that box, so that's pretty cool. So I countered with 500, and I said, "That's the most I can pay." And he's like, "Nah, man, you're ripping me off. I've already given you a good deal for Memorial Day." And I said, "Hey, man, it's my birthday this weekend." And he just said, "Fine," and he did 500. So got the birthday discount, which was awesome. He's a really cool guy. That's why it's good to make contacts, to network, guys. If you're out there and you find these people who buy storage units or regularly have garage sales and they're always having new stuff, talk to them. Get to know them. Let them know you're a reseller. Because a lot of times they're looking for the quick move. They don't want to do the online stuff. They're looking for, making some money and moving on. And if they know that you're a reseller, they know you need some meat on the bone. So he knows that. So I always tell him, "Look, man, I got to make money too. And otherwise I'm not buying it." So that kind of helps me to get a better deal than some of the other people going to a sale. And then buying in bulk is better too. Because if I make a huge pile, I'm willing to take all this off his hands. He's going to give me a better deal than if I sat here and different people came and bought each book one by one. So you can see this is crazy. I know some people don't really like shop manuals because a lot of the ones you see are going to be the Chilton ones there, or there's another Chilton one up there. There's Haynes. Those are kind of the off brands that make manuals, but they're not from the manufacturer. I still do sell those, 10, 15, 20 bucks depending on which one it is. So it's still worth looking into, but the OEM ones are the best. I will say, don't go and buy every manual you ever see because not all of them are going to be as good. One thing that's kind of like, I'll show you some over here. These ones that are 1980s, the 1980s Corollas, Camrys and stuff like that, those ones are going to be a harder sell because there's not many of those vehicles around, and those aren't necessarily manuals where people are going to be restoring an older car and they want the manual to work on it. Like if you have a 80s Mustang manual, maybe someone has that and they're working on it at home and they want the original manual to, to work off of. But like an older car that's not that popular, those ones might be hard. Usually the best ones are the ones in the 2000s where the car is maybe 15 years old, 10 years old, and people still have it and they might want to do the work on at home on it, and they'll want the manual to go with it. Another thing that's kind of hurt the manual market a little bit, obviously, is Haynes and Chilton making theirs, but also is people selling the manual as like on a disc or whatever that you can get on your computer, or a download, so you download the whole manual. So that kind of hurt too, because those sell for $25-$30, and some people will buy those over buying the actual book, but some people will buy the original. So in all this, there's probably a lot that either will sit for pretty much ever or may not even get listed because it's not worth it. So I realize that, but there are some in here that are going to be worth really good money. So we'll kind of jump right into some of the good ones, at least from what I can tell. I haven't really looked them up. These Lexus ones, if you look here, a lot of them have multiple volumes, like the volume 1 and 2. This is for a 92 SC400, so we have both volumes here, and they're sealed. So actually sealed together. So this is a good buy right here. The Lexus ones are going to do well. The year is 92, so a little bit older, but it is Lexus and they're sealed, so that's awesome. Another 92 SC300 here, that's pretty good. Here's an MR2. It's a little bit of a harder, a less common vehicle, so we only have volume 2. Hopefully volume 1's here, but I imagine this one has some value too, just because of the type of vehicle it is. So these ones are good. Here's a 2002 Honda. The 2000 Hondas are some of the best ones in my opinion. We'll get to a box of those pretty soon, but usually anything in like the 2004, 5, 6 range, I can get 50, 60, 70 bucks, 40 probably the lowest on a Honda manual by itself. So in that year range, so that's pretty good. I'm over here, a bunch of 90s stuff. It might sell some of it for 20 bucks, 15 bucks, but again, not really the best stuff. Over here, some 2000s, and these are Monte Carlos and Luminas, Impalas. There might be some value there. These Mazda 929s, they're older, 92, so I'm not really sure. Here's a good box of 2002s. Kias, these ones should do okay. Probably some value there. The best box, though, two of the best boxes right here. This is the one I saw first. 2002, 2004 Honda CR-V, still sealed. 2003 Honda Pilot, still sealed. 2002 Passport, still sealed. Odyssey, Accord sealed. Civic sealed. Civic sealed. Another Civic sealed. Civic sealed. These ones are older but not sealed. And the Honda ones, in my opinion, are some of the best ones. The cars last a long time, so people need the manuals for longer, because the cars should stay on the road for a lot longer. Here's some Acuras. 2004 TSX sealed. There's an 0102 Integras. Here's an NSX from 93. A bunch of sealed ones. An MDX from 0304. Those are going to do well. And then the other best one is over here. Some Acuras that are still sealed. Just because a lot of them are sealed, that helps. And some of the Acura ones I found do pretty well. I don't know why it is, but they seem to sell okay. There's also some 1970s. Bunch of 1970 Fords here. I don't know if they're going to be worth anything. They're the oldest ones that I have, so we'll have to check on those. These like Chilton repair ones and these Mitchell ones, they don't usually go for a whole lot, so they'll probably be donated. But it's a huge buy, I know. A lot of reading for this summer, but honestly, I'm happy with it. And I got everything in that box, which we're still going to show you. So I imagine this one Honda one right here might be worth almost $500 on its own. So I imagine there could be almost $500 in sales right there. Plus the Lexus one, probably a couple $100 there. Same with the Acura ones, probably a couple $100. And then all the rest, like I said, they sell for 10, 15, 20 bucks, and it takes a while. It's just all money. Here's ones where the cars are just kind of jokes. These Isuzus, a lot of you probably know, they don't make them anymore. But actually, some of the manuals I've sold before sell really well. I guess because they're just not as popular. A lot of these are the Isuzu Troopers and stuff like that. So these ones, even though they're 90s, could actually have some value. We'll have to take a look at them. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's all that. Maybe I'm crazy. Probably am. Even if it's a good buy, doesn't mean I'm not crazy. But my wife, she was like, it took me 2 trips in my car. I have a little Ford C-Max that I use. It's like a, little hatchback car, so it's not that big. And I filled up it with one batch of all these books, and then I had to, and some of the video games, and I had to come back and get the rest in 2 trips. So she's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "I'm on my second trip from garage sale stuff." So she was just like thinking I'm crazy, but that's okay. So we're gonna start listing this today, and then I also got everything in these boxes thrown in. So this is where it's just kind of cherry on top. A Cuisinart right here. If you guys don't know, these always sell. It needs to be cleaned up. You can see someone really trashed it, and it's a little sticky, but we'll wash it, get it cleaned up. Usually the lid, 30, 35, 40. Same on the bowl. These ones, they'll go for like 10 to 15. I usually sell the pusher by itself, which is right here, for 10 bucks. And then the blade in there. That one, I think, is the blade that's banned. It's banned. It's the rivet one. The blades with the rivets in them. Kind of see right there. You can't sell those. There's a recall on those. So I don't sell that blade. I'll just trash it. And same with the dough blade. You're not supposed to sell the dough blade either. So I just usually sell the lid, pusher, bowl, and then these if I have them. So here's another one too. This one can also be sold. So a little Timex clock here. I looked it up and it was selling for like 25 or 30 bucks. So just threw that in the pile. Some Bible, like, what are they? I'm missing, it doesn't have all of them, obviously. It's only got the first 2. I think there's like 4 in the set. But I'm threw those in there. A couple of video games that were the better ones in my opinion. I think this is like a $20 game. I don't know about this, maybe 10 or 15. Here's the best one. Tenkaichi 3. Look this up if you don't know. It's probably like, last time I checked it was like 60, 70. It might be even worth more now. And that's number 2. I just threw it in. Didn't know about this one, Deadly Towers. I don't know if it's worth anything. I hadn't seen it before on Nintendo, or if I did, I forgot about it. Another Bible right here in the box. And then I got all this, which is a 360, 20 gig hard drive, a bunch of random games. Nothing really special that I could sell, or I could tell, but there's like a bunch of Naruto ones for PS2, so we can lot those together. They should sell. There's a GameCube. Let's check if we get lucky. No, not lucky. A Nintendo, lucky? No, nothing in there. It does come with the controller. No power cord. Maybe it is down in here. I didn't see it though. Yeah, I don't think I saw it. There is a GameCube controller. Got a bad joystick though, so we can fix that. A bunch of other Nintendo games. A lot of common ones. Jeopardy, Top Gun, Mario Duck Hunt, Super Pitfall. It's a pretty fun game actually. And then, oh, there's a GameCube Naruto game. There's some more Naruto stuff. Ratchet and Clank, if you have all 3 of them, or I think there's 3, they sell pretty well together. There's also 2 PS2s. One is jacked on the front, but the PS2 Slim looks okay. There's a Dragon Ball for PSP, that might be worth something. 3DS, or a DSi, sorry. I just listed one, a blue one, for 40 bucks. And there is a 3DS in here somewhere. Right here. And a 3DS. So I think the last time I sold this one, it's like, it's called the Cosmic one. You can see the screen's beat up. It's like, who does this to their DS? But probably worth at least 30 or 40 bucks, even like that. And then a bunch more games. There's some DVDs too. Xbox 360 controller. So yeah, that's everything, guys. I don't know. I feel good about it. I want to start getting work on the manuals. The cool thing about them is, honestly, super easy to list. I can pull out. I'll probably pull this Honda box, the Acura box, maybe the Kia one. Start with those because those are the ones that probably will sell the quickest, and they should be really easy to list. And just start taking pictures. Take a picture of the front, the back, show a couple of the pages, making, especially if there's like stains or whatever, show a picture of the side view of the pages. And usually I put the inside cover in there too, and that's it. Maybe 5 pictures, and then they're really easy to look up because you just look up the vehicle on 95. Kia Sportage, Volume 1. Obviously, if you have multiple volumes, throw them together. And then, yeah, find out what the price is. I'll probably do mine. I don't usually do best offer on these. Unless the prices are all over the place or there's just not really any selling. If for whatever reason, like, more ones that don't sell well, if they're, like, none are selling, I'll list it at like 30 bucks and I'll put best offer. That way, if I get a $15 offer, I could take it if I want to. The ones that seem to sell pretty well, I'll probably pick a price and just leave it. So that was my Saturday on my birthday. So 30th birthday, you know, they say it's your dirty 30 or whatever, and this is how I spent it in the morning. So I am definitely a rebel. With that said, I appreciate all you guys watching. The channel keeps growing. Thank you so much for all the support. If I am crazy, it's okay to say that in the channel. Let me know what you guys think, if you would have jumped on it or not. I do know, again, that a lot of this stuff is not going to sell. A lot of it's going to be donated. It won't even get listed, or it'll take forever. But I think in the 4, 5, 6 boxes of the stuff that's really good, I think we will make more than our money back on the 5. We'll probably make 1,000 on all that, and then plus I still have the video games, which is probably a couple hundred in there, with all the systems and everything, and then we still have a Cuisinart and all that. So I would imagine if everything we sold, everything we took the time to sell it all, and we let it all sell, I mean, it's going to be over 2,000. Granted, that could take years to get all this sold. You'll probably see me selling manuals just constantly over time, but you know, it'll be worth it in the long run. And as long as I can get, like I said, a couple of these Honda ones out of here quick, get my 500 back, it doesn't matter at that point. I'm not going to lose anything, so they can all sit up there and just find the right buyer, and we'll go from there. So again, love you guys, appreciate all the support, and again, make sure to take some time to thank everyone lost their lives, their families, and those still serving, and who did serve maybe not lost their lives, because it's always a time just to remember and appreciate them, because it is the ultimate sacrifice for sure, and they protect our freedoms. And even though we seem to sometimes forget those freedoms and maybe take advantage of, or you know, don't remember how important they are, and not everybody has those, this is one of those days to remind us that it took a lot to even get to this point, to have those freedoms, that we can even disagree on things, and just make sure you take some time to thank everybody, because without them we might not be in the situation we're in. So thank you again, guys, and have a great day.